What is going on, Laker fans? Thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Um, Summer League, a little bit of reaction, not crazy reaction. Talk about LeBron saying he's not going to retire. I don't think anybody thought he was going to retire. Darvin Ham sent some comments about how he's excited about the team. So, got a few topics I want to get into. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Working on some new things. Just kind of getting a little bit of background here. Working on that countdown clock. Got a couple stuff that I'm testing out tonight. So I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. As always, if you have any thoughts, any comments that you want me to get into, feel free to just put it here on the comments, and I'll do my best to get to it. Super chat, of course, is on. Anybody who sends a super chat, I will 100% read it. So that's one way to stand out in the chat. And then also, if you could please subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, so little summer league action. You know, kind of enjoy. Not really too much going on in sports right now. If you're a big baseball fan, you're still even kind of waiting for some of these as you get a little bit closer to August and September, you're getting closer to the postseason. So right now we're watching what we can when it comes to sports, and that's just kind of the reality of the situation. Lakers Celtics Summer League. So this was the third game for the Lakers. They did the California Classic. They've played. They had a chance to go 3-0. Lost this one against the Boston Celtics. I'm not going to spend. Honestly, it's tough to spend too much time on the actual summer league games because it's just so much of a stretch. It's not really about winning. It's about kind of developing some different players, seeing how certain guys are doing. And the Lakers lost the game 95-90. Got outscored big time in the third quarter. I think got outscored by 13 points in the third quarter. So it gives you a little bit of an idea how they did specifically in the third. I think overall, what was the goal of this entire thing in Summer League was get chances to watch certain players play. Certainly, you want to see the young kids for the Lakers. I know they're all young, but Jalen Hood-Schifino, who the Lakers picked, who actually had a nice night tonight, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, but did not shoot well from the field. Took him 20 shots just to get those 15 points. It's funny, Max Christie, who's absolutely a baller, and I think we're all talking about it. I think that's one of the easier ones to be able to kind of see and just understand. Like, all right, yes, the dude is going to do his thing. But Christie had kind of continues everything that he's been doing. I don't think anybody is too surprised by his contributions, I guess you could call it. One of the surprises, Demoy Hodge. I don't really know too much about Demoy Hodge, but it's kind of cool to see this guy go at 24 or 22 points for the Lakers tonight. Christie had 24 and 8 rebounds. So you got a few guys contributing. Okay, I got to open up the door here because I'm going to die of heat if I don't do it. So let me open up the door, get a little bit of air here before I just completely pass out. That's not a bad idea. Have a little air. Okay. So those are just, I guess you could say, a little bit more on the summer league. I know I got a chance to do this in the last game that the Lakers had. Talked a little about Colin Castleton. It was kind of cool to see his contribution. But all these guys have kind of had moments. Maxwell Lewis looks like, hey, can this guy be a player in a couple years? He's got kind of that great wingspan. He's got great length. He's got kind of a perfect NBA body. Jalen Hood-Schifino, I heard Darvin Ham talking about it. He came on one of the broadcasts, basically saying that this guy will potentially contribute right away for the Lakers. Now we'll see if that's realistic or not. But I think I think it's safe to say, and I'll get into some of these comments in just a second. I think the one that everyone would agree with, it's Max Christie. Is the man Max Christie going to get some real opportunities this year? I think we'll all kind of wait to find out about that. Okay, Vic, happy birthday, my brother. Happy birthday. July 13th, 1985. All right. Happy birthday to you. Little shadow boxing. Probably not tonight. Why? Because it's a summer league game. And I don't want to, I don't if I'm gonna dislocate one of my shoulders, I can't make it happen in a summer league game. You know what I mean? That just can't happen in a summer league game. Let me read a couple more of these here. I love how some people are upset because it was the Celtics that the Lakers lost to. I get that. I understand that. I know it's the Boston Celtics. You never want to lose to the Boston Celtics. Um, let me read one more here on the actual summer league. Let me kind of actually ask this question out to Laker fans. Do you think Max Christie is going to actually get some PT this year? Do you think Max Christie is going to get opportunities where we're going to be sitting in games in the middle of November or the middle of December and sitting back and saying, yeah, you should put Max Christie in, or wow, Max Christie got 25 minutes of play and actually contributed to a W in the regular season. I'm not telling you that that's completely out of the ordinary, but I guess how much opportunity you think Max Christie is going to get? I'd love to see it. I really would. Um, I think that there is going to be some real opportunities for him, and I'll tell you from a depth perspective for the Lakers, there's chances. I mean, think about it. You got um, Gabe Vincent, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and then who's going to basically be your fourth guard? It's a good chance it's going to be Max Christie. I know not everybody's going to agree here. I see some people saying no, it ain't going to happen, but I do feel like I wouldn't be shocked or surprised at all if Max Christie does get some opportunities this upcoming summer. By the way, tomorrow I got Lakers talk tomorrow on radio, and when I'm done there, I'm gonna put up. I connect. What night was it? Monday night. Got a chance to interview Max Christie. It was actually before this game, so we won't be talking about this game. But I got to interview Max Christie, so I'll put the Max Christie interview right here for my people on YouTube. Of course. What do you think I'm gonna do? What do you think I'm gonna do? Okay, let me read off a couple of these real quick. I still got people. Man, you gotta love it. People are still going to say Bismack Biyombo, Christian Wood. I mean, there's always, so funny to me, the conversation about the 14th best player on the team. You don't have to say best player, but the 14th roster spot. And there's this much discussion. Just Laker fans freaking love Lakers basketball. God bless you. Can you save that, please, if you don't mind, for when I do sneeze? Because you know that's coming. You know we're always one sneeze away. At any time, a sneeze can happen. Okay, this is my question about the Max Christie portion of things. Absolutely yes, Sliwa, Coco or Choco Thunder, yes. SM, yes. Um, Swilboro6 says definitely he's balling. There are some people that say no. This is another one. Ham will put four guard rotation. Remember, plus you got to imagine too. Bron's going to play guard whenever the hell he wants to. So we're going to see. Here's a good example. Darvin, too stubborn and loyal with lineups to put him in. I don't know. From listening to Darvin Ham on the broadcast, it didn't sound like too much of a stretch for him to, potentially get some opportunities. So I wouldn't be surprised or shocked if he gets opportunities this upcoming year. Nathan, I really appreciate the super chat, and I also really appreciate the question. Can you ask Vlade to be our backup big man? I could look into it. I'll look into it. Let's probably take a couple calls, a couple people that will either not answer my call or ask, who the hell are you? And then, we can go from there. But it's a great idea for that 14th spot. All right, let me see some more stuff here. If Max gets no playing time, if they ask him to be moved to time, I don't think so. I think some of the, to be honest with you, I have the feeling a lot of these young guys, they just want opportunities, and they know that their opportunity is going to come. It just doesn't typically come when you're on a team that just made the Western Conference Finals and trying to get back to the NBA Finals. A lot of rookies, it's tough for them to get playing time when you're in the middle or you're in the process of a team that's trying to make a run. Castleton, a lot of people liked. See what else we got here. Let's see. Slee is saucier when he wears a hat. Interesting. Interesting observation. Very interesting observation. I didn't know that, but maybe you're right. Maybe like the blood circulation gets caught up. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's so funny that you say this. Lakers signed to him in Moscow. I was just talking yesterday, did some work on Spectrum. And I think during one of the breaks, I was talking to Chris McGee, who helps host pre and post on TV, So is Mike Bresnahan. So they're both there. And we were talking about some of these other summers that the Lakers have had and, kind of complimenting where they are, what the front office did. Man, you guys remember that summer? Oh my gosh. The summer of signing Luol Deng and Timofey Mozgov? Yeah, not good. Not good. Not good. Okay. Let's see. Colin, our big, really can't compete when he's confronted with another big man. Actually, I didn't even really look. What was his stats today? 9 points, 6 rebounds. No, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a block. I like the 6 assists, tell you that much. Excuse me. For a big to have that many assists, that's fantastic. Okay. Um, I think that kind of puts a cap on the summer league, to be honest with you, at least for this specific game against the Celtics. I think you kind of got what you were looking for. Got to see some players, got some true promise in Max Christie. Jalen Hood-Schifino's got a lot of work to do, but that's what a rookie is. Maxwell Lewis, a lot of work to do. That's what a rookie is. And then you kind of get some surprises like Colin Castleton or Demoy Hodge. So I think that kind of naturally comes up. I am going to start switching the conversation here and getting into another topic. First off, let me read. Got another super here, so I appreciate the. So, by the way, I'm going to remind again, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Channel's been doing really well over the last month. I know a lot of that has to do with me putting up the content, but I appreciate you guys supporting the channel as well. Eric D, give the knockout punch to Team Mason on Friday on the radio broadcast. We have a softball tournament coming up, or a softball game coming up, and Steve Mason's got a team. I got a team, and we'll see what happens. See what happens. Let's just say I'm not exactly the most iconic softball player. We'll see what happens. Okay, change gears here real quick. The ESPYs were tonight, and ESPY is always kind of interesting, right? Maybe you get something out of it. Maybe it's just joking around. Whatever it is, it's the slowest sports day of the year, literally. So strategically, ESPN has always put the ESPYs the day after the All-Star game. Not that, I would really pay too much attention or, oh my gosh, I got to watch this, I got to watch that. But in this case, this is a little bit different because this one is about LeBron, which I want to spend a quick second on here. There's a video. Lakers LeBron James not retiring, announces return for 21st NBA season at the ESPYs. Let me play this video. This is ESPN on Twitter. Take a quick listen. All right, little technical difficulties here. 2 seconds. All right, one more at the end.
You guys, that day is not today. I don't care how many more points I score.
All right, lucky for you guys, the day is not today. It was LeBron James. By the way, that was not that smooth at all, so my apologies there. I thought it was going to take the page I was on. It took me to a separate page. I got to start sharing a different page, so my apologies. LeBron, again, I'm going to go back to this. This ain't a surprise, but LeBron James not retiring, announced his return for 21st season in the NBA. It's funny. When the Lakers season ended and that last game had come up and the Lakers get swept by the Denver Nuggets, and you guys remember Bron's stats that night. Bron's stats were amazing that night, and I think he played all 48 minutes, maybe 47 and some change, whatever it was. And the conversation kind of started about, all right, well, does that mean when Bron said, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do? I always kind of looked at that moment, and there was never a time where I thought to myself, LeBron's going to hang it up. I just didn't. And I don't think a lot of people did. And it wasn't him bluffing or anything like that. I'm sure Bron was frustrated. Lakers got swept to the Nuggets. He was probably going to have to do something some type of procedure in the offseason. He'd be coming in. He just wrapped up his 20th season. The guy's trying to win another NBA championship, and it just didn't happen. But the LeBron returning is, to me, it was never a shock. It was never in question. But on the ESPYs tonight, lucky for you guys, that day is not today. LeBron James obviously coming back. Now, I think the bigger question is, which I think is a real question, LeBron's 38. He'll be 39 in December. The bigger question, I think, if you want to talk LeBron, is less to do whether he was going to come back this upcoming season. I think that one, like I said, I don't find a surprise at all. I think the bigger question is going to be, all right, well, what happens when this season is over? Will LeBron James want to go play with Bronny? If Bronny ends up being good enough to make a league and he ends up getting picked 17 or 20 or 25 and he ends up with some random team in the Eastern Conference or the Portland Trailblazers, or do teams start kind of telling themselves, hey, let's at least go after Bronny James, because if we go after Bronny, we're going to get Bron in the process as well. And oh, by the way, if you get Bron, you can only imagine just what that does for business. So because of all that being said, I'm going to go back to this. Never a question mark in my mind if Bron was going to come back this upcoming year, but I think a much bigger question is the Lakers next year. Will LeBron be on that team? That's a fair one. That one I really think is fair, and we'll see what eventually happens. At least for the Lakers, they put together a very competitive team, and we'll have another chance with Bron at least this year. All right, let's see what else we got here. Glenn, thank you very much. Thank you for the positive vibes right there. Appreciate it. We'll see what happens in the softball game coming up on Friday, but thank you for the super chat, my brother. Let's see what else they get. People not too upset about Lakers losing against the Celtics. Yeah, don't be that upset. It will be fine. Here's another comment here. Let him play with Bronny. Well, it's not the Lakers' choice, right? He's got a player option next season. So that player option, simply put, means it's up to LeBron James. It's not up to the Lakers or whether he plays with the Lakers next year. All right, let's see what else we got here. So I just to kind of put a cap on this one in regards to LeBron, never questioned it, never thought it wasn't going to happen, but tonight it's just solidified that, okay, Bron will be back next year, and let's all now turn the page. I mean, Bron was putting out when Lakers were re-signing Reeves and Gabe Vincent, or bringing in Gabe Vincent, re-signing. So he's putting up posts on Instagram that obviously he was most likely going to come back anyways. All right, this is an interesting one. Max Anderson, you think we can trade up in the draft next year to draft Bronny? Yeah, I don't know how the Lakers will play that. I have no idea how the Lakers will play that. I mean, does Bronny's stock just start going up and up simply because, hey, to get Bronny, you may get LeBron as well? That's a good question. I'll tell you, if I'm a team out there that doesn't feel like many people are watching and doesn't feel like they're getting enough attention and everything else, I'm thinking twice about saying to myself, all right, do we go draft Bronny earlier than we would have because maybe we get LeBron, or maybe our organization can just get a little bit more attention, whatever the case is. That part's kind of fascinating too. Okay. I want to get into last topic that I want to get into here real quick. Then we got to get the hell out of here. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was, I think it was on a podcast. I want to say, no, actually, I'm sorry. This was with on the Sporting Tribune, Mark Medina. Mark Medina is a fantastic reporter. Always enjoy chatting with him. And Darvin Ham was talking about the roster. I'm going to read off a quote here on what Darvin Ham thinks. The question is basically, how confident do you feel? How optimistic are you about the upcoming season and getting a chance to compete for an NBA championship? He said, hell yeah, without a question. That's what we're in it for. We're about winning around here and winning big. It's not just about, hey, we made the playoffs. We're trying to get to that pinnacle and conquer it. I think the Lakers caught a lot of people by surprise from the trade deadline on. And in the playoffs, I thought the Lakers were catching a lot of teams by surprise. I will say this: there will be absolutely no surprises this upcoming year because I think a lot more teams out there are just going to be more prepared for the Lakers, will respect the Lakers more, will understand that, this is obviously a squad that you gotta definitely respect and pay attention to and be prepared for because they got players on the team. And Darvin Ham's a good enough coach to get the absolute best out of the players that he has. So I think with that being said, um, the other side of it is it's going to be very challenging because teams will be ready for you. And go look at that Western Conference. The Suns should be better. The Grizzlies, I think, are interesting with Marcus Smart. The Clippers, of course, it's going to come down to health. The Warriors and the Kings will be in the mix. Then you still got teams like the Thunder, the Pelicans, the Timberwolves, the Dallas Mavericks. So the West will be tough, and the Lakers will have to, obviously, I'll continue to say there will not be any surprises for the Lakers this upcoming year. Everybody will be prepared for them. They'll have film on them. They'll understand what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are. So I think there's a lot that comes into it. But Darvin Ham obviously feels very confident about the squad, the team that they have. And I'm not expecting him to say anything different. I think that part is obviously what every coach is supposed to say, but I think he actually believes it. One other thing that he said, the only thing that is going to stop us is us if we don't come with the right mentality and the right approach. So that was Darvin Ham with Mark Medina, Sporting Tribune. Um, the I don't agree with the only thing that's going to stop us is us, and I don't agree with that because some good squads out there, some good teams out there. There is definitely some teams. I think talent wise, right now for the Lakers, I think they gotta, I think they definitely got to prove that they got enough talent to not just get in the playoffs. I'm talking about actually try to get to the finals. And if you told me right now, do I think they have enough talent to make the finals as is, team as constructed? I'd say no. I don't think they do. But they got flexibility, they got time, and I think they could figure out the rest of the roster. But are they good? Damn right they're good. Can they be? I was telling somebody earlier today, just be a top four team in the just be a top four team in the Western Conference. That's all you're really trying to do in the regular season. Be top four, have home court in the first round, give yourself some time to where you're not, spending the final month of the season doing everything you can to just try to be in the mix. That you kind of put yourself in a position where seeding is advantageous to you rather than a disadvantage. You play games towards the end of the year where you can be strategic how you're using your players to get ready for the postseason. So I think all that is going to be kind of the biggest thing for the Lakers this upcoming year. Okay, let me read a couple comments here. If Lakers healthy whole season, we top four in the tough West. By the way, I think that's the goal, top four. And that's going to be difficult. That's going to be a challenge. I think it's a challenge for any of these squads here to be top four. Had Ham on. Yep, I listened to that, so I got a chance to listen to Ham on at halftime. So I saw that as well. So overall, Laker fans, I'll just kind of say this about the three different topics that I got into. So number one, I thought Summer League, the Lakers were at least so far, we're getting a good chance to see some of these players. We're going to see some of the opportunities. So I think I always find that kind of interesting to see some of these young players. But does that mean these guys are going to get a ton of playing time once the season starts? Probably not. Max Christie is the one player that I really actually genuinely feel can get some PT. Braun is not retiring. He's coming back. I don't think a surprise to anybody. Like I said, bigger question is what does Braun do next season would be the bigger question that I have. And Darvin Ham feeling good about where the Lakers are sitting. He should, and I think he believes it. But I think there's going to be a lot less surprises for the Lakers this year. Okay, Laker fans, NBA fans, appreciate you guys taking the time. Just wanted to get this one up. Like I said, all I ask, if you guys can subscribe to the channel, would greatly appreciate it, and I'll continue to put up the content. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Get back with you guys soon. Thanks, Laker fans.